Okay, Kev, here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Derelict Watcher, the red Zerg player representing LGIM. It is Nestea. Nestea's opponent down in the bottom left. The blue Protoss, formerly of Slayer's fame. It is Arthur.
Arthur, a player that we haven't seen too much about, but I do remember every single game I've casted of him so far in Challenger League. Excuse me. I really enjoyed casting him, and he's shown us a lot of very refined builds, just a lot of timing-based attacks, but above all, just very solid execution. And I think I would even consider him a favorite to take this series over Nestea. If you win your little Challenger bracket stage, then you always get $300 guaranteed, so that's definitely nice pocket money. And of course, that Premier League seat. You know, it will never be for nothing, man.
Yeah, it's gonna count for something for sure. If not WCS points, then something good in 2014. We see a gateway opening inside the main base of Arthur, at the ramp no less. Doing it old school.
Very old school. If he wants to go even more old school, then he drops two gates behind this, and he's going for a 3-gate expand. You guys will be surprised.
Don't go down the ramp. Do you have 7 sentries?
No, this was once upon a time the standard in StarCraft 2. And doing anything else was considered crazy. And then Nazgul showed us a Forge Fastman. How do you do it, Nazgul? On Blistering Sands.
Yeah.
This was still like, this was a changing moment for me in my StarCraft career. Because in Warcraft 3, wall-offs were not really a thing. The only thing we used to wall-off was, well, human players used to wall-off, but I didn't play human. So, and Night Elf players did it to protect their Wisp, but that was a different way of walling off. As Protoss, we never really had to wall off, and Nestea is actually going to steal the natural from Arthur.
We've seen this before out of Nestea.
And it never worked.
Against gateway openings, and it very seldom works. You're right. After seeing him do this, I tried it a couple times in my latter games. I also lost with it.
I had someone do it against me the other day, and I just pulled a bunch of probes. I actually went Forge Fast Expand, so it was a little more annoying, I think at least, because, you know, it takes a long time before you can as DPS. So I pulled probes. And then I countered with Stargate play because it's hard for Zerg to keep their third base alive when it's going to be a lot later. But we will see how Arthur goes at it. What I also think is a very viable option is just a straight up 4-gate ban, nothing wrong with that.
I tend to agree with that. Nestea often lets his hatchery finish, but Arthur let his Zealot finish, and he's also getting a second Zealot, so I don't know if Nestea wants to do that here.
No, there's no sense in letting this finish. There's absolutely, I mean, that would not buy him more than 20 seconds at best. I'm not even sure if this hatchery will be able to finish with 2 Zealots. 20 seconds. And the Mothership Core now as well.
You're going to have to cancel that one, Nestea. That's not going to work.
I mean, there will still be a little bit of creep, so it still takes some time, but it seems like a waste of money to me. Then again, who are we to question Nestea, man?
Boom. Cancelled.
I mean, it still takes a little bit of time.
I mean, it was annoying. It slowed Arthur down a little bit, but by the time the creep is gone, Arthur will have the money
to drop 3 gates and 4 gates. That's what I would do.
I think that'd be really good.
Hashtag mind games.
Because there's no Zergling speed, there's no Roach Horn, there's no real ability to defend that kind of stuff. But it is going to be a Nexus.
You know, something I was thinking about, Ben, and just fall back to something that we've seen earlier today. Of course, a lot of foreign fans will be sad that we won't be able to see Scarlet in Canada. But we shouldn't forget that. I'm gonna throw this out one for you, because I know you love Dutch expressions. In my language, we often say the eens brood is an anders dood. And which basically boils down to the fact that it is kind of good news for Naniwa, as sad as it is to say. But Scarlet was one of the people
that could knock Naniwa out of BlizzCon contention. And that is a very good point, Kev. So Nani's BlizzCon hopes still alive. Of course, he performed so well at Intel Extreme Masters to get himself in contention at all.
Tomorrow, another big day for that. Of course, Ian is a person that definitely poses a lot of threat to Naniwa's BlizzCon hopes. And Ian also has potential to go very far in WCS America, but a lot of players do. Anyway, focusing on this game, we can see that Arthur made a small poke with a bunch of Zealots, but Nestea is more than prepared to deal with this little poke.
Yep.
As both Zealots die without being able to achieve all that much.
But I gotta say, I like the fact that he forced those extra lings.
It's some old school PvZ logic.
Yeah. 7 drones will be the follow-up, but if we look at the income tab, we can see it's still a pretty comparable worker count, 29 probes to 32 drones, the count right now. 7 minutes into the game.
A lot of links. Speed links now, actually. The Stalker really has to be in a good position. I hope for Arthur it's on hold position.
Oh,
it's not.
dear.
Arthur is in a world of trouble now.
That might just be over.
He doesn't. I think it
Where's
won't be
the
over.
mothership? Okay, and the Immortal is out, and it's going to take a long time to kill that. But a lot of probes are going to go down.
It is almost game-ending damage already. This is just horrific when this happens to you as a Protoss player. It's going to wipe in a sentry. That sentry might even die. He's losing so many probes.
Oh,
Photon overcharge
in the main.
Which means there won't be any in the natural. This is going to be... I mean, Nestea's following this up with a lot of drones, so Nestea's not planning to win the game straight up from this point on, but as we can see, crippling amount of damage. He was able to pick off 10 probes. Arthur already had a weak economy because his Nexus was delayed so much, and he's down 23 workers right now.
The genius of the Nestea hatchery block finally reveals itself. And what will the follow-up be now, Nestea? Roachwarren's done, Layer's finishing up, or will be finishing up soon. I guess Roach Speedling would be completely adequate. But he might even go Spy.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling Spire. I think Spy would be pretty smart, even though he doesn't really have any extracted. No, he has the 1-2 in his natural. There are many things he could do, Ben. Making a lot of Zerglings would probably just cut it. I think right now if he only makes Zerglings with just +1 and starts hammering away at these gates, he'll be fine. But he's going to drop a Hydralisk Dam with +1 missile attacks. Okay. Also a smart decision.
Yep. There's not really a wrong choice when you're this far
this
ahead.
is a full wall up for Arthur, so Arthur is going to go all out with his gateway attack. He only has 29 probes.
Soul Train.
No. This is basically Nani's execution, you know, of the Warp Prism with all the Zealots. And then he does have 2 sentries in the mix. So from this point on, Arthur is only going to wipe in Zealots, as he's not mining any gas. Which is a cute idea, but it is just not going to work. Nope. I hate to be anticlimactic.
9 roaches, 10 roaches now on the way. There's already 22 Lings out on it. The Lings alone might be able to deal with what's out on the map for Protoss. And Arthur's he's in trouble.
With such a big eye, I think the Mothership Core should be able to detect stuff.
Well,
the Mothership Core will survive. There was a pylon that was going up over here on the left bottom side of the map, but that won't work. He does have a Prism though, so he will still be able to wipe in a few Zealots here and there. But Ben, there's no way I can possibly make this close.
It's like sleeping leaves on a windy day, Kev.
It is. Dweilen met de kraan open, Ben. You have to learn some Dutch.
Dweilen let the column over.
I think you just offended a lot of Dutch people. By accident. You see roaches swarming around this Protoss army. Warp Prism gets brought in as well. The Queen's helping out. Mothership Core falls immediately. Most of the Zealots went down as well. And there is just nothing to deal with all these roaches. Immortals are amazing against roaches. But in these numbers, Ben, it is not fair.
Dweilen met the column logo.
Almost.
Almost, Kev.
Let's keep it at sweeping leaves at a windy day.
The Zealots are going to go down. The Immortals, they're sticking around for a pretty long time, but this is an inevitable situation.
Arthur still in his 28 probes. He's just not able to reinforce this attack in the way that Nestea is able to do it. Little Hydra. This Hydra might be able to kill everything. I think this Hydra was able to pick off both Immortals.
1, 2.
A couple of Zealots are being reinforced as well. More Zealots being wiped in. But Arthur knows what